Well, hello there my dear friends, welcome back to the Scott Reed Project, and today I'm going to show you how to make these beautiful andouille sausage. Now, I've just come back from the States. I had a look in the supermarkets. There's some amazing stuff over there. really good stuff. And obviously I catch crayfish, I like a crayfish boil. We can never get the right sausage, so I managed to sneak some back. But then I thought, you make sausages, dude. Have a go at making some. And I made these 2 days ago, and they are just, well, quite possibly one of the best sausages I have ever made. Made the traditional way, pork fat, herbs and spices with that Prague powder. So basically we're curing them and then hot smoked. My God, they were a revelation. Look at that, SRP andouille. I could sell them. Anyway, so I am going to show you how to make these beautiful things. Now, the thing with making sausage is the temperature. Everything's got to be really cold. I've got all the lights set up here, so I don't want to hang around here. But to start the recipe, I have got 2 pounds of pork. As you can see here, I've got good old pork shoulder. It's just the best, in cubes big enough to go through the mincer. We don't want to stress the mincer. You start stressing the mincer, you start smearing your fat. So out of the 2 pound of meat, I've got 1.5 pound of lean and 1/2 pound of this beautiful back fat, which does exactly what it says on the tin, and it is from the back of the pig. So what we need to do then is put this through the mincer on a coarse plate. Now, traditionally, some of it can be diced real small, because I know andouille has small cubes of meat as well as the minced meat in it, but you can't see in that shadow. Like that. But to be honest, this is my take on it, an Englishman. I'm going to go at southern soul food, but by all means, if you want to just dice some little bits and have some chunks in there, go for it. Right, I'm going to get that back on chill, and we're going to talk about the spice blend before I mince that. So that can go there, nice and cold. Okay then, for our seasoning spice blend, we have a plethora of herbs and spices. They're all the traditional herbs and spices that go into andouille. So first of all, we're going to start with just a couple of tablespoons of salt. Now, the important ingredient is this Prague powder. Now, I'm a sausage maker, I'm a bacon maker. This is a new one on me, this, but I understand it's the American version of Instacure. So I'm going to put, I suppose, a very level teaspoon of Instacure in. Next, I'm going to add level teaspoons of white pepper. Now, this is one of the big spices, so a couple of cayenne. Now, before all of you start going, dude, you don't put that in, you don't put that in, oh, we don't put that in. Remember, everybody has their own recipe, everybody has their own seasoning. So, yeah, that's all I can say on that. So, I'm going to put just a little bit of dried thyme, I suppose, a flat teaspoon of. Now, you can use fresh garlic, but I like the spice blend to be all dry ingredients. Next, although it says nutmeg on here, we've got the all-important paprika. I'm going to put that in there. Now what we'll do is we'll mince our meat and we'll fry off a little ball. And we will test it. We can always add, we cannot take away. Now this ingredient here, baking soda, 1 teaspoon of. I've got a feeling the reason this is added is because it's quite a hard mix to bind. It's like when you make pork and tomato sausages, the acid in the tomato stops the bind, and you'll find, because we've got no binder in this, you know, that it will not bind without that little bit of baking soda. That's my take on it, but I could be wrong. So yeah, so we got it all in there. Smells amazing. I'll just put that meat through the mincer and we can start building it. So let's get that in the tray. I shall put the lean through first and then the pork fat after. We can give it a good old mix up. I think you've all seen this before. Okay, that's our meat minced. Let's ditch this thing. Lovely. Just going to give it a little bit of a shufty. So like all sausage making, when we mix that, we need to get that primary bind going where it's nice and sticky. But in the meantime, let's get our lovely spice blend on. Now some recipes say you could just use a good Cajun seasoning, but I'm sure my dear friends in the south won't hear of such things. So, calls for a little bit of water just to help with that bind, just a spot. And then it's a case of just getting your hands in really. Now this andouille, it packs a punch. It's cooked, it's hot smoked, it's full of paprika, cayenne, you know, ideal in all that lovely southern cookery. Like I said, the crayfish boil, that's what I want it for. You know, it's got a beautiful deep red colour. Comes from that smoking. But for now, we just want to get that bind on. Working against these hot lights. Smash it down if you want to. But you can already tell with the colour. You know, smells just unbelievable. And just through the mincer once, quite coarse, you've already got that lovely texture. So you can see how sticky that is now. It's like one big beautiful mass of absolutely gorgeous smelling sausage meat. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put that on chill for about half an hour while I prepare the sausage machine. If only there was smelly vision. Okay then, time to stuff these beauties. Only a small mix. Always a bit tricky, but the thing is, this is a small sausage stuffer, so we should be all right. Slam it in, get rid of any air. Tuck it away nicely like that. Ditch that. Lock her in. Lock and load. Okay then, onto sausage skins. Now, you can use hog's casing or ox runners, which are the bigger ones, which they're traditionally made with. But me being me, I'm going to use the thinner ones. One reason is they smoke quicker, and if you make some ones like I showed you at the start, those little ones, you can put them in whole into any dish you want. Right, wind it up, tie a knot in the end, tie a knot in it. Right, make sure we can get that off there without a breakage, and let's go for it. Nice and gentle, just filling that case, that skin, whatever you want to call it. Easing it off the nozzle. We don't want to stuff this too much. Seems really tight, some of these. That's the thing with these natural casings. Sometimes they're absolutely perfect, and sometimes they're thinner and thicker in places than others. One Andouille spiral. Right, bloody chainsawing next door. So we're not going for the normal sausage tie-in. I'm going to give it some of that action. Measure it off. Give it a spin. So what we need to do then is hang these up for a couple of hours, just so the skin dries out a bit, gets a little bit sticky so the smoke can stick to them. But how good do they look? Beautiful. Right, where's the hook? Have that bad boy. Okay, so we're outside. Excuse the noise. These have been smoking at about 200 degrees Fahrenheit for, what we say, about 45 minutes. And that's the beauty of those thin skins. They cook real quickly. So we're outside. Just want to check the temperature. I'm looking for about 70 degrees C internal. Yeah, 72. That'll do me. So I've got a bowl of ice cold water. Don't know if you can see what I'm doing. Trying to do this one-handed. Gonna get those bottom ones straight in to the cold water. Just give those top ones a little bit longer. How good do they look? Oh man. So I smoked these for, I'd say, 45 minutes at just over 200 degrees Fahrenheit. That's the beauty of those thin skins. They did really, really quickly, but yeah, they look the dog's danglers. Well, my friends, there is the finished article or articles. They are just absolutely superb. I mean, I like them hot straight out the smoker. Now, I know you're meant to slice them, put them in gumbos or crawfish boils or very many other southern dishes. Let me just show you a cross cut. The flavour is just smoky, garlicky, paprika. You get that bit of cayenne. It's genius. I mean, I absolutely love them. If only you could try them. So you will definitely see these at a later date. But there you are. Andouille by an Englishman from scratch. And if you've liked what you've seen here today on the SRP, please click subscribe when my face comes up down here. You know the drill. My beautiful Fizzog. Click on it. Tell your friends. Show them. Say SRP has got some real cool stuff going down. Get them to subscribe and click that bell. Can't help it. Anyway, where was I? I digress. Yes, check me out on my social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at the Scott Reed Project. And if you do feel like sharing the love and helping the project along, please check out my Patreon page. So until next time, I need to go and get me some crayfish and do the genuine crayfish boil. I got the Andouille now, and I've got some seasoning, which I snuck back in my case from the US. So once I got some, you will see these bad boys again. Oh, cut. Nah, we don't do that. Right, we'll have one more slice. All the best, my friends. That's soul food, baby.